Well, welcome back to our 2025-2026 season of the Wakefield Commission on Disabilities. Today is Monday, September 8th. It's 7:02, and we will begin the meeting. Lois, do you have your flag? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our mission is to address the needs and concerns of our disabled citizens and provide their full participation in the activities and services of Wakefield. First item on the agenda is the approval of our meeting minutes from June 2nd, 2025. Would someone like to make a motion to approve those, please?
Judy Tanner, I make a motion.
Thank you, Judy. And would someone second that, please? Thank you, Lois.
Welcome.
Lois, no change to the finances from the last time? Okay, thank you.
I think there's a couple of new ones, but it takes them a month or so in September.
Okay, and I just wanted, I did not see, there is no one on public participation. So Bill, how are you?
Doing okay. How are you guys?
Good. We're going to let you go first so that you can go do whatever you have to do after. So we had a few items on the agenda for you. Update on the Albion Cultural Exchange, the ADA transition plan, and Wakefield parking lot. So.
Okay, well, I can start with the Albion Cultural Exchange. So we have, I received a draft design from the consultant about a month and a half ago or so, provided some comments back, and I'm waiting on that to show up back to me. You said Wakefield parking lot, and what was the other?
The ADA transition plan.
Yep, transition plan. I have staff working on still. Unfortunately, we've been pulled aside as we're working on that staff member is working on a new work order management system for public works. So I'm thinking that will be done before the end of the year for sure. I'm hoping for probably the November meeting for us to have a final one for it.
Okay, so meeting.
And then for Wakefield, in the Wakefield parking lot specifically, so we went after a grant for the parking lot improvement work as the pricing for the bathroom came in exceptionally high. We ended up with some contamination issues out there that we had to resolve as well. So that really jacked up my pricing for all of it. I went after a grant for about $1 million or so to do the parking lot because of all the lining work and impacted soil that would need to be removed. That unfortunately didn't come through. So we are evaluating ways to get that project funded right now. We're still moving forward with the bathroom at this point, and we are in the beginning stages of manufacturing of the building itself.
So it was the parking lot that presented the issue with the contamination. So
it's all over there, actually. The whole area. Yeah, all of it has contamination. They did some cleanup. You might remember the Gas and Light did some cleanup in that area for the ash dump that they used to have there. So it's just ash and stuff underneath it. So now we got to prop the building up, and then we have some contaminated soil we got to remove. And then when I do the bioretention area to regrade it for the drainage, that's going to cause some more costs to remove. So we're evaluating options on that and how we can make it work.
Oh, yep, always something unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the best of news over the past couple of months, but we're working on it still to figure out a way to get the budget down. We were close to the budget that we're at, and then we got another little wrinkle, so we're working through that now.
Okay, thank you for that. Does anyone have any questions for Bill?
I have a question for Bill. So we've been responding to the Eagle Scout project regarding some accessible picnic tables, and I wasn't sure what the status of that was. Have they been completed? Are they still in process? Is it something that's still being considered?
Yeah, definitely being considered for sure. I haven't heard anything from the Eagle Scouts on that. So were you taking the lead on that? Because I don't recall me having a conversation with them about it.
So the last we did was the commission, i.e. Lorna, on our behalf,
Yep.
wrote a letter with our support. And
Yep.
for some reason, I was under the impression that it was going to get done this summer. Maybe
Okay.
that I was completely incorrect on that.
Do you want to forward, if you want to forward me the contact info with the Eagle Scout folks, I can take the lead and get
Well,
that
the
resolved.
young man reached out to us and he wants to review the design of the tables. And I felt like Judy would be the best person from our team to be able to do that. So would you, if I give you his contact information, Bill, would you reach out and then include Judy in the discussions? Are you
Yeah.
okay with that, Judy?
Yeah, so I followed up with an email, but I haven't heard back to the with the email that I sent. And the one that's at the Maple Way seems like a good workable model. So
The
if
metal?
he had gotten back to me, that's what I would have said, is that the one that's at Maple Way is really nice because there's a parking space there, and then there's a very easy way to get to it, which I think obviously is very important.
Sure.
And then it's right there. So I think that that's a good model for anything that's going to be considered. I mean, I'd be open to anything, but in my own opinion, something that is close to parking and then with actual paved area to get to the picnic table is important.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely, just send me the contact info and I can get in touch with them and work it out.
Okay.
I thought they had appeared in front of the town council like at the beginning of the summer. And
No one tagged me in on that at all, so this is
Yeah.
all.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay, so then Bill, I'll dig for the town council.
My staff can. You don't have to do that, Marie.
Yeah.
I can have my admin find that.
All right, so
Yeah.
yes, do know that he did present in front of the town council and I believe gotten approval, correct, Dan?
I guess so. My memory doesn't go back that far.
I mean, I vaguely remember something about this because I think that maybe I was at the meeting.
All
I mean,
right, now we're all falling apart.
I'm getting, believe me, we have a few things,
It's called
we're juggling
overload.
right now. So.
I know.
I'll get the town hall
sympathize.
anyway.
So
Okay.
if you have a contact, I'll roll this all up for next month.
Okay,
And they
okay.
had Maple Way, so I think they were looking at that kind of design for the ADA accessible.
Yeah, it might be tough to do it with the wood if that's what they're looking to do, but we can work something out with them. We'll find a way to make it happen.
All right, so
Okay.
Marie, you'll forward that to Bill?
Yes, I will forward that to Bill.
Thank you.
Got a note right here.
And if that doesn't work out, we did get funding again for the commission. So we have $50,000, I believe, from town meeting. So we can move forward with another project if you have some ideas on what you're thinking. Typically, we like to deploy them in the spring. So if you have some ideas on what we want to move forward with, let me know. Last time we were talking about the Judy kind of having the pull-off area up at the in like the Colonel Connolly, Gertrude Spalding Park area. So if we still want to do that, we can still pave it and do all that work with them, you know?
Yes, that one really seems to lend itself because there's already parking and there's already a paved walkway.
Perfect.
So that would be probably the spot that if I was going to point to something, I would say that that would be, and there's a nice little playground there. There's a nice view there.
Sure.
It seems like a place that would lend itself.
Okay.
And I
Yeah, I
think
can work on that. Yeah.
we had voted on that previously, so
We
I
did,
think
yep.
we should, make that happen.
Okay.
The other thing that we talked about at a previous meeting was figuring out a way to move forward on the possibility of an accessible pathway to the gazebo area, not up the gazebo, but to the gazebo area.
Right. I think we were talking about trying to do more of for events, right? To have like a stabilized system that we could kind of take up and down and all that.
We did mention that, but we had a discussion about it at another meeting a while back about doing something more permanent, because why not? Because there are things that are not town sanctioned events that happen on a fairly regular basis in that area.
Okay.
So, we had, Dan checked with folks on the Historic Commission who didn't say it couldn't be done. They did say they would like a plaque to be there to recognize that that is, in fact, part of a burial ground, as we learned is also much of the parking lot of the church. So I think that I would love to see us figure out a way to get some kind of pathway that makes it accessible to get over to the gazebo area for whatever is happening there, be it a wedding or a concert or some other kind of event.
So how are we thinking? What's the thought process on what that would look like?
Well, I think what we talked about was making sure that we are in touch with whoever has to decide about, and you probably know, the setback from the water, and something that runs from the accessible parking spots that are up near the top of, closer to Church Street versus closer to the lake, the parking spots that are up closest. Could we make some type of accessible ground cover that goes over there? However, whatever that looks like, what are the options and what can be done that would make it something that we wouldn't have to pull up and take down?
Okay. All right. Let me get thinking about that. So I
Okay.
think last time I heard that we wanted to do it closer to like kind of the lake, like on the lake side where the spots are down in that side. So we want to try to have it from both, or are we looking just one? I mean, I could try to maybe see if we could do a path kind of right through what would be the gazebo and then a little thing around it, I guess. So folks can move around.
I think we could look at lots of options, whatever they are. But right now, people can't get to the gazebo area. They can be on the public sidewalk, or chance going over the very uneven ground. So something that gets people close enough to the gazebo that they can witness what is happening up on the gazebo or around the gazebo.
Okay.
Then I wasn't picturing something that went all the way around the gazebo, but you might
Well,
be.
I'm just thinking, depending on what the thing is, right? So, if they're doing movie night, for example, right? You're on the other side of the gazebo, not the one that's the part that's facing
That's a good point. Yep.
So just understanding what you folks are thinking, and then I can start running point on that with.
Does anybody else have thoughts on what might work best? I wasn't even thinking, I was just thinking get over there, and I wasn't really thinking about what actually happens there.
How about if we put that as an agenda item for the next meeting to kind of brainstorm that? Only because I want to have enough time tonight to talk about this event on October 5th, because this
That
is
sounds
it.
great,
Sure,
Marie.
Yeah,
Great
sure.
idea.
We can do that. Yeah, let's do that, because I think probably we would go after funding for that at town meeting realistically. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right.
And Lorna, you had something that you wanted to mention to Bill? Or maybe that was it?
Could you give me a hint of what it was?
I don't know. I saw you raise. I know this is a tough first meeting. Tough for all of us.
Oh, you mean just recently? My hand went up because I was going to mention the same thing that Judy had already mentioned, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're good. We're hanging in.
Right.
I know.
Okay.
Anybody else? No? Okay. So Bill, we'll work on that, putting that as an agenda item for our next meeting so we can just kind of brainstorm and have some, try to give you some direction.
That'd be good. Okay.
And other than that, you are welcome to stay on, or you can go do whatever it is that you do on a Monday night when you're free.
Well, I know what my wife's answer is going to be, so I will bid you all adieu, as they say.
Okay,
And
sounds
I will
good.
see you next month with
All
some
right.
updates. All right.
Thank you so much.
Great, folks. Thank you.
Okay.
Hit me,
bye-bye.
again, hit me up with any questions and issues you run into.
We will. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
So I'm disappointed Nico isn't on this call because I was really looking forward to his input on what he wants to do on October 5th. So what do
I
you say?
know, because I have talked to several people and they're so excited about an opportunity for their child to be included in that.
Do we
You
want to
have
try to,
his number, if you could text him and make sure that he knows about the meeting. Maybe he could hop on.
I checked. I don't think I have a text number for him.
He was
I
included.
mean, I
in the
know that
meeting notice?
he was on the mailing for the link, and I also had sent out the agenda to him too.
Okay, so he might.
I
have
don't
had-
know, you know, I think last year he told me he was in the marching band. So I'm
So
not
they
too
could be
sure if that
rehearsing.
is
They don't
something
have
that
practice tonight. My son's in the marching band as well, so I know.
you said they
um,
have practice or don't have
They
practice?
don't, they don't.
They
I
don't.
mean, so I don't know if it's just a different conflict.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's put the facts out as we know them. So I spoke with Dan McGrath. He was very gracious about giving us the Civic Center for October 5th, 4 to 6 p.m., no charge. I talked to the Boys and Girls Club. They have a bunch of, I said to them, I'm looking for like those, all different kinds of lawn games, like cornhole, giant Jenga, whatever. They have all of those, and they are happy to let us use whatever. They'll get them there to the Civic Center for us. So we've got that piece. We've got the space, we've got the games. So now the question is, when I read through the meeting minutes of June, Nico had said that he wanted to extend an invitation to everyone at the high school, to the high school, limited to the high school, but high school students. And so my thought is we can do that, but I don't know, should we have like some kind of a registration? Because I have no idea how many kids could come. I'm just thinking that we should have a limit. And then what do we want to do? The commission obviously has plenty of money. So if we decide we want to fund this, we can certainly do that. Do we want to serve? It's 4 to 6 on a Sunday. Do we want to serve food, snacks?
slush?
Right. And I can have an Inspire will come in and they'll bring what what do you want them to bring? They can bring slush and I don't know what you think would be appropriate, but
Do they
would-
do they serve some sort of a beverage that would be appropriate to the event? The Inspire?
yeah, when they do on the road things like that, they can do they can either do hot drinks, cold drinks, like I'm trying to think of some of the things they do when they're at the events, like apple cider or
Lemonade, I think.
Oh,
yep, we can do lemonade, things like that.
I think the apple cider or lemonade sounds good
Yeah.
for an October event. Why don't we
Yeah.
do that?
Okay, and
And then have the slush.
then the slush, yep. Yeah, because it's only for a couple of hours, so it's not like we have to give them dinner or anything. It's
Pumpkin
just,
spice slush.
yeah, slush would be something fun while they're playing. Okay, all right, so I can work with Inspire to figure that out. So then also in those meeting notes, Nico had mentioned the advisor. I don't know if he's located at the Galvin. Kyle Collins is the youth council advisor. So I am thinking we would probably want to reach out to him, tell him what we're planning, and maybe get some direction from him as the best way to communicate this to the kids. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we need to figure out how do you register? Do you think if we went to Jen McDonald, she could, or does anybody know of any, online?
So I'm wondering if we just want it to be an open event, because the Civic Center is large. Inspire can bring enough. I'm wondering if you get a better turnout if you just had a drop by, 2-hour
Okay.
drop in, rather than trying to register. Because I mean, we want people to come. I don't think I can't imagine that you would be so bombarded that it would be out of control.
Okay.
Is my opinion.
And then chaperones, is that us?
Probably. Is there anybody working at the Boys and Girls Club at that time, or they're just giving us the space?
Yeah.
And if so, how do we get in and how do we get out?
So that the space is the AmeriCal, and it would be upstairs in that gym area. So yeah, he would just, they maybe have a custodian or somebody there that would open the door and close the door after we left.
So we'd need to find out about that.
Are we
If they have a staff that is there.
Are we also thinking that we might need some like game leaders? Maybe somebody stationed at each area to encourage people to get involved and make sure everybody is rotating through things, smoothly. Um, and are there some high school students maybe on the youth council that would like to participate in that? Or maybe asking Mr. Collins that question if,
Yeah.
Bringing in some game leaders to do that. And
if he couldn't, what are some, I'm thinking, what are some of the groups in town that do stuff like that? It's not that, I'm not thinking of the chamber.
The Rotary?
Yes. That's what I'm thinking. Do you think that, or what other groups in town might be willing to volunteer for that?
I know the middle school has a best buddies group, and I don't know about the high school, but I mean that's definitely a good fit. So if
Yeah.
it can be advertised
Great idea.
properly in time to get those students and their buddies on board, the pairs can show up to this event, schedules willing.
And they do, Paul. The high school does have a best buddies.
Yeah,
program.
okay, good. Because I know that Galvin does.
Yeah.
So if we can
So
get,
are you
I can reach out
thinking
to the
not
leaders.
have the Galvin?
Sorry?
Is this only for high school or also for Galvin?
I think it was only for high school. I think that's what I heard Nico say at the last meeting.
I wonder if he'd be open to inviting the Galvin students as well. And it seems to me like it would be a really fun thing for students that age.
In actuality, I have two high school students that don't live in this town that would probably love to be able to come to something like this. They're both on the spectrum and need to have socialization.
I think I think that'd be great.
Whether they'll come or not is another thing, but it's an opportunity for them to also mix with other high school students that,
Mhm.
and we're opening it actually to, it's diverse abilities, right?
Yep.
There'll be high school students that,
Right, but I guess it's not that I wouldn't love everybody to come, but I'm just I don't know, I'm just concerned how we manage, not knowing
Mm.
how do we manage this?
I think we need to have a subcommittee, quote unquote, that would meet again in a couple of weeks, as we did when we were doing the film.
Yeah.
We had some people that just met off time specific to this event.
So I agree with you. We need to meet again before this, because we need to get in touch with the advisor. But I'm not sure how you do that with the open meeting law. What happened with that? Do we need to have a real meeting that goes through the town in order to do that? Which I think would be fine. Maybe we just need another meeting instead of a subcommittee. And then we could just send out another bulletin and do a Zoom meeting. What about that?
Works for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that would be a better way to go. All right, so who's going to get in touch with Kyle Collins? Does anyone know Kyle Collins? Can anybody do that? And then invite Kyle Collins to another meeting. Because I think, and Nico really needs to be at the next meeting.
I mean, I can send the email.
Yeah, I can too. I don't mind reaching out.
All right, well, Paul, can I ask you to do that then? And I'll
Yep.
work with Inspire. They're gonna, yeah, I just get the date pinned down with them and just tell them what we're planning.
it's too bad we don't have a popcorn machine, because that would certainly take care of some of the, munchy type of stuff.
And it's
We had
gluten-free.
Yeah, it's gluten free.
They might have one.
The Boys and
Does
Girls
Dan
Club.
McGrath have?
And maybe we should have some water too there for people that can't drink sugar stuff.
Yeah, well, we could purchase the water, right? Just
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
Shaw's and get some water.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send an email to the Boys and Girls Club just to thank her again for offering the games and just ask them, do they have a popcorn? You know what? I think they do, because I think Dan, my son Dan's friend's dad had a popcorn machine and he donated it to the Boys and Girls Club, the
Oh,
Stoneham
wow.
location, now that I think of it. So we just have to figure out how to use it and probably get some supplies.
And Marie, will you find out from the Boys and Girls Club how the game items will get up to the Civic Center?
They are
And-
going to bring, she said they will transport them. She
Oh,
told
wow,
me
how
they would
nice.
bring them there.
Wow, great.
Yep. So Lorna, or Paul, you may be able to get Nico's email from one of our prior emails, but if you need contact information, reach out. Kyle, you could probably go on the Galvin website and he should be listed.
And I don't mind liaising with him. Like I can reach out to him with a CC to whomever else wants one from this commission, because he's the same age as my son. There's a little bit of familiarity there. I've not met him in person, but it's gonna be very easy to identify myself as both a member here and as father of one of his band
Yeah.
members.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm happy to reach out and just get him up to speed with what we discussed and maybe maybe I'm the point of contact. It might be easy rather than us on this commission trying to identify the right person.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay, so what else are we missing?
We need to schedule a meeting.
Okay, so let's look at calendars now. Is Monday night best for everyone?
Mondays work well, yeah, for me.
Works for me.
All right, so I'm good. The 15th, which is next week, the 22nd, we probably shouldn't go past that. What
I
works
could do
for
the
the
22nd.
Okay, so we're only going to be like 3 weeks away from our next meeting in October, which will be the day after this thing, so.
Well, we'll have
That's
we'll
a
have
bad
other,
thing though, because then we can talk about how it went.
right, and I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
have
yeah.
other
I
things
was
to
just saying,
discuss.
we're not gonna have like a full month between meetings, so, are we going, if we have it in 2 weeks, is that gonna be not enough time?
Well, if we need to
Well, I
schedule
think we
one
gotta-
after that, we can do it again. But I think if we have a meeting on the 22nd, then we'll get folks to hopefully get some answers. And is Summit in Lorna, are you touching base with Nico?
I can touch base with Nico. That's not a problem. We just want to make sure that we
Well, I think
have,
Paul is, were
Yeah,
you
I
gonna
don't
yeah,
mind.
Paul will
I'll-
reach out
you-
because,
Yep.
Oh, you're going to
Okay.
reach out to Nico as well?
Yep, I'll introduce
awesome.
myself and say I'm here
Perfect.
on call for him for any questions he's got about the event, and I'll be a representative for the commission for all purposes for this October 5th event.
okay.
And can we find out if he has any objections to including Galvin?
I will.
Is that okay with people to ask?
Yeah, why not?
could you repeat that again? I wasn't paying
My
attention.
question was, is it okay for Paul, when he reaches out, to also ask Nico if we could invite Galvin students as well?
Oh, sure. Sure.
So I don't want to go
All right.
Just
over
trying to
it.
figure out how we're
I-
going to advertise this, for,
Right. That was
Right.
my next. Again, hopefully
we're
Mr.
talking
Collins.
about Monday, September 22nd at 7 o'clock for another planning meeting. Is that what we're settling on?
I can do that.
Yes.
And then can you just make sure that the town knows so they can send out the link and whatever, like usual?
Yeah, I'll
And we'll
have to,
just treat it like-
I'll have to be in contact with, Sherry, let's see. I'll be in contact with her at the end of this week because I'll have to have that agenda into them, on the 17th for the 22nd. So that's next
Okay.
week.
Yeah, so and we'll just
Yeah.
have that one
And are we
item on
just,
the
are we having
agenda.
just that item or,
Yes, just that.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
okay, yeah, I think that's probably enough for us to deal with in that special meeting, sure.
And I was also, someone from the community reached out. She's a mom who has I don't know if she said her son was in the middle school now, I've forgotten, but she's interested in joining the commission. And I had asked her to try to call in tonight, but maybe she couldn't. I had sent her the information, but this could be an event that would have interested her. I think she said her son is on the autistic spectrum. Maybe I'll reach out to her anyway.
Yeah.
And just see if, she might have some good input and or want to volunteer, have her son come. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
One super quick question is when I'm contacting Nico or for any other purposes, what are we calling this? Anything in particular, just so we can be kind of consistent with our reference to the event?
I think we had originally kind of thrown out Disabilities game night.
Disabilities game night, okay.
Anybody else have anything that they would prefer?
I like that. We'll just stick with it just so that there's no ambiguity about what I'm
Okay.
referring to
Right.
when I reach out to
Right, so
Nico. And
October
then,
5th at the AmeriCal Civic Center, 4 to 6 p.m.
terrific.
And that's a Sunday night, right?
Correct.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything else in regard to that?
I guess just one tiny thing is the soccer that I run, the adaptive soccer, is at the Galvin like at the same time. So
Ugh.
I'm just gonna, I mean, that can be a good thing that we can use because depending on what kind of numbers the event gets, if it seems like it's not flooded, particularly as we open it up to the Galvin, there could be some nice synergy here with some of the adaptive athletes walking over after tops and enjoying themselves at this. So I'm not gonna, I'll keep it in the back of my mind and I'll work with Nico. I think what we'll do is approach it from the perspective of, we're starting with the high school. Then, as you said, we can involve the Galvin, and then, my numbers are pretty small with soccer anyway. It's not going to overwhelm the AmeriCal, but it could be really good if there are just even a handful of folks that are interested in sticking around after soccer and hanging out at the
So
AmeriCal.
what time is your soccer? Because that might actually be something that we could add to the event, like come and watch the soccer match.
Yeah, that's fine. It's pretty informal, just given the numbers that I get. And it hasn't even started yet. The first one will be a week from yesterday, and it's 3
So
to
what time would that
4.
be on Sunday?
3 to 4.
3
3
to
to
4.
4. Yeah, it's still, I mean, there's that, I'm 95% sure that's going to be the settled time. But as of right
Well,
now, it's 3 to 4.
That might be a nice thing to add if
Mhm.
somebody wants to come and watch the soccer game, or if they had an interest in the soccer game. I think that would be a nice addition to the event.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Well, we could certainly pitch it as anyone who's wants to check out what the soccer program looks like. If
Right.
show up a little bit early before game night at the AmeriCal, and then here's how you join if it's of any interest.
And you're saying,
Yeah.
Paul, is that right at the Galvin too on that soccer field?
It's at the soccer field that's closest to North Ave.
Great.
But I mean, same.
Walking
So
distance.
it's right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Oh, I think that's fortuitous.
Me too.
Yes. I think that's an excellent addition. I think that we should make that part of the event. If you want to watch the soccer game, come from 3 to 4, and then stay for the game from, what was it, 4 to 6.
4
to
to
6.
6, and have some refreshments.
Yeah, that honestly, that works like perfectly.
Okay.
And then maybe somebody just wants to watch soccer and leave, and at least they were part of the event, had something to do.
Works for me.
And what I'm going to do is reach out to Sherry and just tell her about this, and that we want, that we're going to be tapping into some of our funds to be able to cover the cost of the snacks and inspire staff, just so.
Well, and that could encourage your soccer players to come over if you said that they could get some slush and
Yeah, for sure.
cider or something afterward. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. All right. So what do
Excellent.
you call the soccer team? Is there a name for it?
It's called TOPS. It's an acronym for the Outreach Program for Soccer. And it's statewide, but only certain towns have got chapters. So Wakefield's been doing it since 2022.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to reach out to Nico, and I've got notes on all that we're talking about. I can give some bullets by email to whomever's doing minutes and just cut and paste that stuff if you'd like about this.
Yes, Janice, please.
If you can send it to all of us, that might be good, and then we'll all have those notes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay, I'm feeling better about it. I mean, the weight was lifted when Boys and Girls Club said we could have the games, because I was kind of
Right.
sweating about
Well,
that.
and I think including your top soccer is a fabulous idea, because it seems like that's a ready-made small group that might be willing to come over.
Yeah, and for that matter, it's got infrastructure to accommodate more people. I mean, we're always looking for more players. So if I get any, it can work both ways. So if I get any additional players from this that want to come early to the game night, that will work. I think the only thing I'd want a little bit of a heads up, because given its affiliation with Wakefield Soccer, they like people to register for things like insurance and stuff, so maybe what I'll do
Well,
is,
for this, they could watch. I mean,
sorry?
they could watch, and I think
Yeah,
for our publicity, it would be come and watch the soccer match.
Right.
For anybody who's just showing up. And then for anybody who's interested, you could be there with, I don't know, your brochures or
right.
whatever
right.
you give out as publicity, which might be a nice addition to the game night.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with all that. And for that
And
matter,
then the soccer
I can bring
players.
over some of the soccer stuff, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, because I have
Yep.
things like little nets and hurdles and
Oh, great idea.
parachutes and stuff.
Do you have any written
that
information
would be
about the soccer team, about tops that you could also bring to
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a
the
poster and stuff too. So yeah, I can advertise, promote, all
that'd be
that stuff.
great.
Okay.
nice.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And then you
Yeah.
can give a heads up to your players that we're inviting them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we took our show on the road to Inspire last year, and I mean, not last year, in June. So we went there before we played at one of the last sessions in June. So that was cool.
Right, and now Inspire is going to be working with you folks to do the Inspire Cup. And when? October, right, Lorna? When
It is
that?
Yeah,
October, yeah.
October 20th, yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, maybe we better get that, get that up and advertised too. We could maybe have that all there on that night if you can pull it together.
Okay, so I think that Megan's been
Okay,
in
I'll
charge
mention
of,
that to her. Yep.
yeah, I think she's in charge of the, excuse me, the advertisement. At least I'm hoping that that's the case.
Yes. Okay, I'll mention that to her.
Did you say, Lorna, the date for the Inspire Cup is October 20th?
October 20th, yeah.
And where?
Stoneham High School.
Thank you.
The fields at Stoneham High. Boys game is at 4:15 and the girls game is at 6:15 or 6 or something like that. Yeah, because I think the boys game will probably get over at 6, so 6:15.
And we would want to do some kind of advertising for this. We'll find out from Ms. Collins where he wants us to put it, whether it's in the school newsletters or do we want to advertise it somewhere else? Is there anybody that's skilled and would like to write up something or do a poster?
I can try a poster. And so I can maybe bring a draft to that next meeting.
Okay.
And by I mean I will ask my daughter to help me make a poster.
Whatever resources you have, it's just perfect. Okay, are we good with that topic? Great, thank you all for your input, because it's going to take a village to pull this off. So the other item on the agenda is the open seat on the commission. So I'm just really going to encourage all of you, if you know of anybody or in your travels, you might want to mention it to people to kind of recruit. I will follow up again with that young woman that reached out to me in the hopes that she just seemed like a really nice addition to this group. So I'll try to encourage her. I'll try to encourage her through this event. That may be something that would interest her. The next item is the Housing Trust Committee. So as you're aware, Paula had that position representing us on the Housing Trust, and then when she left, I took it. And so my expiration date is the end of October. And so we're going to need to vote on another person to go for another term, and I'm not sure how long the term will be. But you know, is anybody interested? Because if no one else is interested, then I would agree to do it, because I am kind of interested in this. But you know, please speak up, because I'm happy to.
Marie, with
share.
your vested interest in knowledge, I think it would be great if you are able to continue.
Yeah, I just thought if you had an awful lot on your plate, which
You do.
you seem to juggle an awful lot, you know, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I mean, you're so good at it anyhow, but so that's entirely up to you.
Well, thank you.
I don't want you to get overwhelmed either, you know?
I appreciate that. And I will lean on you, Lorna, if I need to, like for this, but I think we'll be okay. They're only meeting like quarterly. But we just, you know, we want to make sure that our voice is heard. And they've reached out to an architectural firm to do a feasibility study. And it's the same architectural firm that did Inspire. So it's,
Oh, Janice's.
yeah, Janice she doesn't work for the company anymore, but I think she's able to give them some input as to, you know, what we're looking for. And Janice and I are continuing to go see different models all over the state. You know, you don't know
Marie,
what you don't know.
what is the architectural firm doing a feasibility study about? What kind of?
They have gone into the Hurd School to see, at the request of the town, to see what the potential is there. You know, I'm not sure the town really knows what it is they want to do. You know, do they want to do condos or rentals, and so, you know, Janice her experience has been in low income housing. That is what her architectural designs have been over the past 40 years. So not only is it the design, but she has all the contacts as far as money, right? Grant and financing, and so, yeah, she and I have been having meetings with some of these organizations. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to learn. It's like a whole other profession, but I trust her to at least suggest. Again, we don't know what the town will want to do, and we don't want to just suggest it for the herd, right? We want to be able to put this bee in the bonnet now of every developer that comes in this town to be thinking about housing a differently abled population, whether it's physically challenged or otherwise. And by doing so, it's, you know, we're also including seniors in that design as well, because a lot of what my son would need, a senior might need as well. So it's just opening the door for a lot more people. So we'll see. Hopefully at some point we can make some advances there.
Well, I know when we visited the Lincoln Schoolhouse, it was kind of I got a lot of things I never knew about that school. But that would be for seniors, also disabled, but that's a unique idea for there.
Right, and those units were gigantic, like, yeah, we probably
Yeah.
wouldn't, you certainly couldn't do anything like that in the Hurd School, there's just not space, but to certainly follow the model on a smaller scale is definitely possible. Yeah, they were very advanced when they created that at the Lincoln School, way ahead of their time. Okay, so my term won't end until October 31st, so let's put that as an agenda item.
I have to let Sherry know by September 12th
For,
for the election to take place of who the person's going to be for the trust. That was her email to me back in June or July.
okay, so then if that's the case, we're probably going to need to vote on that for this meeting, at this
Yes.
meeting.
I'm assuming that's a 3-year term too.
It may be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if they have staggered terms. I should look because I'm not sure.
Marie, do you need a motion?
Yes, I was just going to ask, would somebody please make a motion?
I can make a motion to vote on nominate Marie Rage for the Housing Trust Committee of Wakefield.
I second it.
And then all in
Let me take a
favor,
roll
we'll probably
call.
have to take a roll
I
call.
think we need to take a
Yes.
roll call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vote quick
Dan?
before she changes her mind.
Yeah,
Janice
gotta
votes
do roll
yes.
call.
Marie, you're
I
not
can't
voting.
vote, I have to abstain, yes.
Dan,
Vote.
Lois, Lorna,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Charles.
Yes.
All right. I believe, and my husband just voted yes across the room. He just put his
Tell him
hand up.
thank you.
All right.
All right.
So that motion passes. Thank you, Marie, for doing that.
Well, thank you.
You're going to become a consultant on this issue. Your
Yeah,
next job.
Yeah, but that may be sooner than we think. And
Mm.
really, that big R word is in the back of my head. It keeps flashing. So, okay. Next item: Wakefield Town Day, Saturday, September 27, 1 to 4 p.m. I need to let the chamber know if we are going to be participating. So, would we like to participate, and do we have any volunteers to man
I'd
the
like to
table?
participate, and I think we should participate, and I volunteer.
Okay, Lorna, thank you.
I do too.
Thanks, Charles.
You said it's 1 to 4 p.m.?
1 to 4 p.m., right. So, I maybe be able to come down to, I'm waiting to see what Inspire wants to do. I know my son Dan wants to work at Inspire that day. I don't know that he will get the shift, but.
He's got the shift. He's gonna be
Oh,
working
he
with
does
Ash.
have the shift. He's going to be working with Ash. That's right.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
You're
There we
welcome.
go. So I'll
And
be there if we need help.
Where is Town Day located?
On the common. It will be on the common, yeah.
And hopefully not raining.
Yeah, hopefully
Hopefully
not.
not.
Remember last year? Talk about rain. It was like a Saturday night monsoon like we had the other day.
I think it's only been 1 year that it wasn't, right?
Yeah, that was just unbelievable.
I
it
might
went
be able
on.
to. I might be able to participate. I have some out of town relatives here, so if I can sneak out, I will do that.
Okay, that sounds great.
Give us a chance of getting rid of some of those booklets too. The yellow book.
Booklets, yep. You know what we do have, Janice, is we have some bookmarks that don't have tassels.
I can do that.
All right, I'll try
I
to
can
get
tassel
those.
them. Do you want to drop them off at my house?
Yes,
Right. And just, if it's raining, just leave them in a plastic bag on the, actually, you can, we have a mail slot. You can just put them right in the mail slot in the front
okay.
door.
Yeah, I'll take a look at what we have left, but that would be great.
Can't have a bookmark without a tassel. It's
I
just
know,
not
just
right.
not the same. It's not the same. Okay, so we had previously talked about the Eagle Scout project. Lorna had suggested, for some reason, I don't know, I just thought that this was a done deal. So it may be nice to have that young man come to one of our meetings and just, talk about how the idea had started and to give us an update. So we'll let Bill reach
Thought it was
out.
May or June, so they might have taken the summer off. And I know they
Yeah,
have scout camp right around now too.
right. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was done, but
I think
yeah,
it's a great leadership, which is what Eagle Scouts is all about, is leadership. I think it's a great addition to the leadership piece of that project. I'd love to have that young person come and just, even 5 minutes or as long
Right.
as they want, but 5 minutes, just tell us what the project is about and what inspired them to take this particular project on.
right. All right, so Lorna, let's look at my notes. How did we leave it with Phil? We were going to give him the contact info,
Right.
but do you mind just staying in the loop with that? So that, so just so this young man has your name as our point of contact and maybe you can talk with him
Get the
separately.
information from Bill and contact him to see, contact the young man to see if he'd like to come. Is that what you
Well,
want me
what
to
I'll
do?
do is after this meeting, I'll send Bill this young man's email address and I'll copy you on that.
Oh, okay, because I don't know his name or have his email address.
I
Yeah,
think that's troop 701 near the Congo Church, I believe.
probably. He sent his email to us came through our commission email, so I'll hop back on there and
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, not Lorna, because Judy already responded to him. Pardon me,
Right.
Judy.
Right, Judy, I think Judy already sent an email to him.
Yeah, so let's just
I
leave.
did, but I didn't copy all those other people because I couldn't figure out how to do it on my phone.
Yeah, no, that's
So
not
yeah,
a problem.
that's been it.
So what I'm going to do is I'll send Bill Renault this young man's contact information. And I'm going to copy you on that. And then hopefully the three of you will have a dialogue. And so Judy, how about if you, when the timing is right, ask him if he'd like to come to one of the meetings and
Sure.
talk a little bit
I
about
can
the project.
Okay. Yep. I can do that.
All right. Wow. I didn't think we would get through all of this. I thought our discussion on Doris
I
game
know.
night was going to be all encompassing, but thankfully it wasn't. Does anybody have anything else? So one of the other items I wanted to mention is in the past, we've talked about things we want to focus on during the season, if you will. I think we probably have our hands full right at the beginning of this meeting. I mean, we've housing and employment seems to never go away. And now we want to work with Nico for this game night, and we're going to work with the Boy Scouts to get the tables going at the field. And
Marie,
yes.
sorry, I will, forgot to mention that I've been in contact with Bill regarding the idea of creating a checklist for voting day at the
Okay.
Galvin so that we can put on a list the items that need to happen and he brought DPW folks into the discussion because they actually physically set up the space so that they have an idea how to set up the space. I think I want to do a diagram of how the table should be set up. And I want to find out if there are any privacy screens for the voting machine. And also I had let Marie know as an FYI, when I went to vote, the push pad on the Galvin, the inside door did not open. Now the door is propped open, so it wasn't that everybody could still get in, and the outer door push pad worked. So there was no issue in regard to accessibility, but I let Bill know that the push pad wasn't working, and I'd say within probably 2 weeks it was fixed, maybe even within a week. So I think we should put that in as a commission accomplishment for next year, is that we got the door fixed quickly. So it was, but there's very few things that need to happen. I also noticed when I was there that they're supposed to post a ballot at a certain height on a wall or someplace inside or immediately outside the voting room, and that also didn't happen. So a little checklist that can be used I think would be helpful. So I'm going to talk to Bill and Betsy Sharon and Joe Conway about this, and I will let you know what happens with that.
Okay, so for our next meeting, based on our discussions, I'll type up the list of tasks that we have discussed that we want to try to accomplish this year. And so let's document them so that, we're consistently revisiting them so we can, we may not get to all of them, but at least we can try to do our best to check off as many of those boxes as we can. And then that will make our response to Sherry when she makes the request for a list of accomplishments that much easier.
We should also, I think, check to see when the dates for the elections are coming up and make sure there's no school that day, or there's no conferences, that they fill up the parking lot, or
Yeah, I think that happened. Did that only happen once, that there was a teacher conference that day and parking was horrendous?
Since it's been at the Galvin, yes, I think that did only happen once.
just check both
Hopefully,
school calendar and
hopefully they're looking at that too, right, after that
hopefully.
event.
Any elections coming up soon? No, right? Not until what, town elections next April? And then the November ones?
Yeah.
We'll be quiet. Okay, does anyone have anything else? If not,
Well, I looked into the flashing lights at Crescent Street, and I asked Bill, and basically it's a thing cost. And I know they go for $6,000-7,000 at least. And whether you wanted to take it out of our budget, because I don't think it's going to come from the town. They got too many flashing lights they have requests for.
Well, that the 50,000.
right, that's what I was thinking.
I'm sorry, Lorna, I interrupted you.
What flashing lights are you talking about? Because I was just about to say, did we ever get the flashing lights on North Ave that?
I think those supposed to be, yeah.
Because I hadn't noticed any, so
I haven't seen that.
This was a request that I put in at the last meeting for flashing lights at Crescent Street in Maine.
Right.
When they have events on the common, or you get people coming from Brightview or Lincoln Schoolhouse. Also, there's a couple of kindergartens that cross over right at that spot. And just something that you could press to stop the traffic.
Yeah.
Especially on town events that go on. And like I said, I think we voted in favor of it. I brought it up the bill at the traffic advisory, and it's another question of money. They don't have it. Whether it could come out of that 50,000, I don't know,
Yeah, yeah, that 50,000, that might be.
but they're quite
Dan,
expensive.
I also agree. That is one of the days that we were on that, in that area, I saw people trying to cross with walkers, and I agree with you. That's an area that could really use it. So yes, I think that appropriation would be a good spot for that.
I know I see, what is it, Bunchkins, the little kindergarten? They come down Main Street with the vest on and everything, and I think they cross over there.
That's right.
They do. Yes. Yes. Well, and if Bill says that there's $50,000 available, and you're telling us this would be approximately 7,000, that seems very reasonable considering the amount of money that is available.
And then I think we'd have to look into it as far as, traffic engineers, sight lines and all that, which I really can't tell.
I think it's a great idea, and I would love to see some of that 50K money used for this particular thing. I think that it's a safety issue, and Brightview wasn't there when that street was laid, and nor was it the childcare facility there, and I'd really support this.
And that, and so the other item he mentioned to use that 50K for was making Colonel Conley Park more accessible. And we've been talking about that, right, since last year or the year before. So
like it could do both though.
right. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to cut that project short, right? Maybe
Right.
it wouldn't need the whole 50K, but
My personal opinion on that is we got a big project going up the head of the lake there. Let the developers of that project pay for that little playground, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of kids from that project using that little playground.
It's a really good idea.
My-
well, let's bring that up next meeting with Bill. He probably they're probably not going to do anything now until the spring, right? I mean, the lights they could probably do, but the park. But he could at least maybe give us an estimate of what he thinks the work at the park would cost. So then we would have a sense.
There's so many places that could use those flashing lights. And he says after a while, they're in so many places, people ignore them because they see them flashing all the time. But
right, we don't want something that flashes all the time. There's a light on Route 128 when you come at I think the first traffic circle when you hit Gloucester. There's zero possibility that you're going to miss it. It's for people to actually cross the highway, and they're overhead, and you see it from a distance when it's flashing, and there is always someone in the crosswalk when it happens. So it's not, and it's occasional. This would be more than occasional, I think, but I'd love to see something that is, pedestrian activated.
Right.
mine, I'm talking about it like in the junction where the dog park is. Somebody has to activate it and then it flashes. Usually they're solar powered also, which doesn't,
They're down here at the high
they got
school.
the sidewalk.
They installed some at the high school.
I
last year.
just thought that perhaps you might want to know that it's $15,000 a unit and it has to be approved by town council. I just heard that mentioned in the background.
What are the lights?
FYI, yeah,
15,000 a crossing.
$15,000 per crossing.
Oh,
Right.
And town council
Town
has
council,
to approve all signage, and that's considered signage.
that's considered signage, and town council would have to approve it.
yeah. So it's not 6, it's 15. That makes a
Bill Reynolds
difference.
Bill-
Controls all of that.
Bill controls all of that, so he will know.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about the train down at North Avenue? The MBTA, they updated, I guess, what is it? Was it Winchester?
There's been a couple of updates, right? Wilmington, and I think Winchester was the latest one.
Did you know that the Massachusetts MBTA subway system got a national award for the most number of highest percentage of accessible stops of any subway system? I don't think it was in the world,
in
but
the
I'm not,
country.
I don't remember, but definitely, at least in the United States, that I saw that on the
Wow.
news about a week ago. Shocking.
Yeah,
So-
considering it's such an old system.
Yeah, it is, I think, the,
Oldest.
Yeah,
And
well,
how many
especially the Green
elevators
Line.
are-
The Green Line is definitely the oldest.
It is. Park Street Station's the oldest subway station in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but also, I think that one of the things that they do, if you go online, it will tell you which elevators are and are not working. And I would say that it's better now than it used to be, because I think having taken the subway for many decades, they always seem to be out of commission. And now that does not seem to be the case. If you go online and you look to see if there's any outages, it's been the last couple of times I've been on, there have been no outages. I'm going to knock on wood as I say that.
Well, I mean, that's good to know. Technology helps with all of that too. What do you think, Dan? Will we ever see it at Wakefield?
they electrify the whole system.
Anybody have anything else?
I think we're all set.
Okay, well, then it's 8:13. I will adjourn this meeting. May I have a motion?
Let's,
Sure.
Lois, second.
The
yes.
minutes, the game night minutes are already
Oh.
out. And so is the email to Nico.
Thank you.
Great,
Oh,
thank you.
Feedback, welcome.
Thank you.
At your leisure.
Better
Thank
do
you,
it now, or I'll never get back
I'm not
to
gonna make
it.
anybody do it now at your
Mhm.
total convenience, but I'm ready to hear it when you're ready.
Okay, so we will be meeting again on the 22nd.
Yeah, I would say as provided that that works out with Nico's schedule, because he's a critical member, and I don't think we meet without him if he wants to spearhead this, you know?
Okay.
Right.
So and that should be easy enough to determine. So that the first thing I did with the message to him is to have him confirm both October 5th and September 22nd. We'll take it from there.
Sounds good.
And I would say if anybody knows anybody else that would want to join in on that meeting as a public participant, feel free to invite them, and I'm maybe passing that message along to Nico as well, if he has any
That's a good idea.
folks
Yeah,
from
folks
the high
wanna
school who might want to be involved in this, or anybody from Best Buddies that wants to be involved in it. I think it'd
It's
be
a
great
really
to
good
have.
idea. As soon as I hear back from him that he can make the meeting on the 22nd, I will immediately suggest that we increase enrollment and get anybody that thinks that they'd like a medium to big size role in this, join that call so that they hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Okay, and if he can't make that meeting, then have him suggest some other
Right.
other dates so that, and we'll just do this all via email. And I guess as soon as possible, right? Because Lorna will have to notify Sherry. Because we would have to get an agenda published in sufficient time in order to be able to host that meeting.
Got it. Okay.
Quick questions,
Sure.
Marie. Do we know who the chairman of the youth council is this year? Have they,
Well, I think it was this Kyle Collins. I mean, that's who Nico
But-
had mentioned previously, but
okay. And also, do we have a liaison to the town council this year?
Good question.
yeah, good question. It was Maureen last year, but I don't know. I'll get online and look, because doesn't it usually say? Does it usually say who they?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the updated version though, so.
Yeah, I'll get on now and see if I can figure that out. Send out an email. Okay, well, we will talk in a couple of weeks then.
Okay.
Good to see
Okay.
you all. Looking forward to
care.
another great year. Right. Good
Take
night.
care.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you.